In the world of the Transformers, nothing is what it seems. Meet the Constructicons, 6 evil robots that transform into one mechanical giant.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
It's Devastator, 6 Constructicons and 1.
Each sold separately.
Devastator's attacking!
Meets the eye.
The Transformers sold separately from Hasbro.
Guys, Friendly Neighborhood Geek here doing another retro Transformer figure review, vintage Transformer figure review. So if you see the title of the video, then you know who we're talking about, what group of characters we'll be talking about. If you have been following me for a while, a long time, I believe, yeah, last year I did a review on these figures, but the versions I had, I believe, were the original versions of these molds. Mine may have been a reproduction because some of the stickers on the toys felt relatively modern. You know, that like you would think if they were from when the figures originally came out, and the stickers probably would have been more worn out and deteriorated. But the stickers on mine were actually still in good condition for the most part. Some were kind of peeling, so I don't know. But like I said, they may have been originals, they may have been reproductions, I'm not entirely sure. But I will say right off the bat, I like the quality of the ones I had before. But without further ado, we are looking at, if I can get them in the frame, Transformers Generation 1. So we're talking about a G1 toy. Devastator. Yes, this is the 2018 Walmart reissue set. So I'll go into the pros and cons before I go into the history of Devastator and why the Constructicons are my favorite combiner, my favorite Decepticon team in all of Transformers. They're my favorite combiner, favorite Decepticon team. My favorite Autobot team would definitely be the Dinobots. I know now the Dinobots have the ability to combine into Volcanicus, which is a cool idea, but it was always, in the original show, was always, what made them unique was the fact that they didn't combine. They could work as a team. They were all individually, strong on their own, and together they were just, like an unstoppable force. So making them combiners kind of took away their originality, So I had the set that combined the Power of the Prime set, and I really did enjoy that set, but I sold it, a couple years ago. So like I said, I will get into the pros. What I like about this particular version of this release. Stays together very nicely. Like, see, like I could just fly him around and just be silly. Like I could fiddle with this guy, and everything plugs and pegs in securely. For what he is, he actually has some decent posability. Of course, no posability in the legs. I swapped out the mixing drum with this purple one that came with my Junkion Blacksmith upgrade kit. One of the many upgrade kits that were made for this set way back in like the 2010s. So my other set I had, like I said, they didn't come with their original pieces. I had to buy their weapons, separately. It really did cost me an arm and a leg to get a hold of the other figures I had. But I ended up selling those. Like I said, I wanted to have them more, more brand new, lightly used. Like the ones I had were, of course, pre-owned. Of course, they were in good condition. But like I said, I would have just preferred to have a lightly used version or a brand new version altogether. So I ended up selling that one. But yeah, the posability, like I said, you can kind of, because of the combiner pieces, you can kind of move the arms back like that. Of course, they go up and down. It's kind of hindered due to the chest plate. This arm can go 360. Of course, the joints. Like I said, this can move a little bit due to the combiner joint. These four arms can move. Like they can move like that, but I'm not going to bother to do that in the video. But like I said, he looks great. He holds well very, very nicely, very securely. Doesn't feel like he's going to fall apart. I applied the stickers yesterday, which wasn't difficult. It was just, time consuming because there were so many of them. But with the stickers, all the characters, like kind of see the back of Scrapper and Mixmaster, like all the stickers in different areas, like right here, they all look really good. Trying to see, yeah. They all look really good on each individual figure. It does make him pop. Like if you were to put this on your shelf, rather a G1 display or just a display, Transformer display, he would look phenomenal. He would look amazing. Like I said, I really, really love the aesthetic of him. Very, very charming. See the back of him. See, I plugged this silly gun on the side of his head, which I actually like. I like the way he looks with the gun on his head, so that's how I'm going to display him. So yeah. So I guess those are all the positives I could say. Holds well, holds very nicely together, very solid piece. The individual Constructicons are decent or solid. Yeah, he looks really nice. When this set came out in 2018, it was around $70. Now, like this particular version, the Walmart reissue, is like 10 times that, if you can imagine. Oh, excuse me. They, I think on Amazon or Walmart.com, there's a listing for it for like $300, which it's not. The original toy is not even worth that much money, so this is definitely not worth that much. That is a complete ripoff. Now I guess I'll get into the cons, which some are minor, some are just key points I want to bring up. He doesn't, because of safety reasons, he doesn't have the spring gimmick anymore. So even though the buttons are still on the figure, the spring isn't in there. So he can't shoot off his arm, he can't shoot off a drill. You can still display him with those said items. See this little baggie, his instructions, all their individual weapons, all the drills, which are really cool. I might show him with one of the drills in replace of the fist. And I kept the sticker sheet just because. So like I said, he doesn't have that functionality anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But again, this is kind of seen more of a display piece. The plastic material they use for the figures, to me, honestly, I don't really like it. Like the material, the plastic that they used for the original toys felt more solid, felt more condensed. They had a little weight to them. It just felt like better quality. These low key kind of look like a knockoff. And if you weren't careful, you could potentially accidentally break something. Now, even though I did say all the figures do feel sturdy, yes, I do feel that, but at the same time, they all kind of feel like if you were to make a mistake, something could potentially break. Like I said, I really don't like the quality. I just really wish they used a different material, or they just reused the material back then. I don't know all the ins and outs of that process, so it's kind of a bummer. I'm just really not too big on the plastic quality. At least for the green. The purple parts are fine. Like the purple parts of the toys are fine, but the green I'm just really not a big fan of. See, the hook extends. I'm debating. I might show these guys individually, or I might just focus on Devastator in this review. We will see as we go on. Because if you saw, I guess, yeah, I'm debating. I might keep my first Devastator video. I might keep that up on the channel for people to go see if they want to see those other figures I reviewed and see the Junkion Blacksmith Devastator combine mode. I haven't tried using those upgrade pieces on this set yet, because I honestly, I really do like the upgrade. It adds to display capabilities, and if you just want your G1 Devastator to look a little bit more modernized. But I really prefer the classic aesthetic. Like, it's so weird. Like, I have such a fondness for a generation of toys that I wasn't a part of. I wasn't part of the Generation 1 generation. But I really appreciate these older figures. And I can watch, like, I've periodically throughout the last couple of weeks, I've been watching a couple episodes of G1, just casually watching it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy watching G1. So like I said, they made a Tonkanator, Transformers, Hasbro, and Tonka Toys, which I believe makes cars, planes, and trucks. They did a crossover, so they made a Autobot character named Tonkanator. It was these figures, but they were yellow and black to look more like traditional construction vehicles. Probably the closest thing we'll get to them, a re-release of the Generation 2 Devastator. I'll mention that version again in the video. I thought about getting that one at some point. I might still get that one, but then I saw, like, oh, they used the same material, the same plastic that they used on this one for the Tonkanator. So that kind of turned me off from wanting to get them. It kind of turned, so I might still get them. You know, I kind of see that as a novelty toy. You know, just fiddle with them, put them together, put them on the shelf, and that's where he will stay. So I was kind of turned off by that. So I've been debating, because like I said, when I'm gone, when I'm, settled, wherever I'm stationed in the military, and like depending how things are set up, if I'm able to like order things and have them shipped to the base, or have them, however that process is set up, I would like to have these guys, in my room, dorm, house, whatever. Just a little piece of my collection that I was able to take with me. So with that being said, I would maybe rather have a set back home in storage and a set with me when I'm situated wherever I am. So like I said, I don't know. I might sell this set, honestly. I might sell this version and maybe buy the G2 version, and then down the line try to get a reissue, or try to just get the vintage Generation 1 version, because like I said, I prefer the quality of the vintage one a lot more. Like, it just, to me, like I said, I think this holds up better as a combiner compared to the original, because the original was known to not hold together well and fall apart, and you couldn't really play with it as the Devastator mode. But I don't know, so we will see. Got this guy for a really good deal. Obviously, the person who owned it probably messed with it a few times and just left it on display. I think I got it for like $70, $60-$70. I have to go back and look at the listing. Which I got it for a really good deal. With all their pieces, stickers hadn't been applied yet. Yeah, I got it for a good deal. I was surprised it stayed up for sale for long as it did. I thought someone would have bought it before me, but no one didn't. So I was like, what? Why not? I'll go ahead and get them. If I don't like them, I'll just sell them to someone else. So, but yeah, I dig him. I mean, I do like him. I just wish the quality of plastic was better, honestly. But again, he's very charming for what he is. Like I said, I don't know if I'll show the individual robots. Maybe, not really. I kind of like them combined together, so I don't know. But take my word for it. The individual robot modes, they're okay. They're solid. Like, they feel like for the most part, they feel sturdy. They feel, they have good posability. Some joints are still stiff, so I have to be careful when transforming back and forth. So like I said, if you didn't have the original toy and you wanted this version, like I said, this was very easy access to you. You could have bought this in the store, whatever. Like I said, you don't have to go try to hunt for the old vintage toys, try to find a listing with them all together, or not broken, or have all their pieces. Like, that can be very time consuming, and there can be so many different listings for so many different prices. So it would just be a lot more convenient just to buy a reissue set sitting at your local Walmart. Like I said, if you had the original toy and you don't want to go through all that trouble of trying to hunt down a vintage one, again, this is a solid option. This is a good option. If you had children and they were interested in G1 or they were interested in having this set, of course, I think this would be a solid set to give to a child. Just hopefully the child isn't too rough on their toys, or I could potentially see this breaking. So with those three scenarios, I recommend this release. Or if you just like this version more than the original or the G2 version, then knock yourself out and yeah, get it. So like I said, I don't think it's a bad release. I don't think it's a bad set. I really do like it. I just wish they used a different plastic. I wish they used different materials to make these or remake these molds. But the neon green is cool. The darker shades of purple are nice. Like I said, kind of a bummer. Like, you can't really see it, but my finger's loose. Mixmaster had, my other Mixmaster, my vintage one, had the ability to, a little button right here where my finger is, and you could shoot, he could shoot off the drill that was sticking out of his head, which was, it didn't really go very far, but it was still a really cool, fun gimmick. Just very, very charming. So again, he loses that ability. And I know the G2, I had a spare G2 Mixmaster, which I sold with the other older figures. That figure, so the G2 set, unfortunately, by that point, which was like 93, 94, they had removed the spring gimmick. So unfortunately, if I was to get the G2 version also does not have the spring gimmick inside of it, which sucks. But yeah, like I said, still charming, still cool. Do a few size comparisons. So here he is with my MicroMaster Devastator set, or the KB Toys exclusive 6-builder. And you can see, of course, Devi is bigger. By today's standards, the G1 Devastator would probably be like legend. Like, these figures would kind of be considered legend scale, core class, scale toys. Let's see how they look together. So of course he's a lot taller and he's a lot more physically, he's a lot bulkier. But like I said, back like some years ago, when I really got into Transformers, I was infatuated with the Constructicons. I wanted these guys when I was like in middle school, but of course they were expensive. At the time, I don't think I really thought to look on eBay. I just kind of looked at like toy listings on Amazon, and they had a listing for the Encore version, which was supposed to be more cartoon accurate. That version, I've heard over the years, was kind of a poor release. The quality was poor. Character figures broke easily. So I probably got lucky with that. It's probably a good thing I missed out on that version. But yeah, here he is with Holler, and I don't have him standing up straight. I'm not going to bother showing him with the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, because take my word for it, Bruticus is taller. Devastator is bulkier, but Bruticus is taller. Here he is with Speedia. As a Speedia 86, Speedia 500 Holler, who, let me move him to the other side, who in the Transformers lore used to be a member of the Constructicons, so he is a character affiliated with them. See, he's still, of course, bigger than Holler. Let's see if he can punch him. Like that. Let's see if I can get the punch Holler. Yep, punched him in the face. Yeah, they look cool together. Side note, I have the 6-builder and Holler displayed together they're like fighting each other. And it's so weird. Like I get G1 Constructicons and G1 Omega Supreme from having the two of them, because I gave Holler his little claw accessory. He kind of looks like Omega Supreme a little bit, which is funny. Oh, so that was interesting. Something silly that came to mind. But yeah, like I said, they are very charming. I do like them. I just really wish the plastic quality was better. It's really my biggest gripe. Like I said, the individual figures are solid. It's so nice to have a fairly new version of this set with all their accessories, all their stickers. Like I said, I got this for a really good deal. Like I said, if you see something that is for a good deal, if you can, try to hop on it as soon as possible, because you don't know when the next opportunity you'll get to look at my watch to obtain that toy, collectible, whatever. I saw this morning someone put up a listing for the vintage figures, but with one of the upgrade kits from back then, from a line called Crazy Debbie. Would love to get that, sell this and get that version, but they're asking like $200 for it. So yeah, that's out of the question. But like I said, I've been looking at the listings for G2 Devastator. Again, only issue with that, it's pre-owned, it's loose, sticker quality may not be the best. I think there is a website where we can buy reproduction stickers. So if I wanted to, I'll see if that's an option for me, which, wouldn't be a big deal. Give them modern, just give them modern stickers. And of course, trying to find all their accessories. That's a bit of a challenge. So, we'll see. If I am able to find one for a good deal, then yeah, I'll sell this one, and then I'll do a review on the G2 version. So there is a listing I see which has most of their accessories, is like going for like $100, which is honestly $100 is reasonable. I think that's the most you should pay for any version of this toy, minus maybe the orange version, which is extremely expensive. But I don't know if I really want to pay that much right now. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, that's it for Devastator. Like I said, I'm not really going to bother to show the individual Constructicons, because you see me talk about these figures before. You see me talk about them before. If you want to see what they look like, you can watch my older video. But take my word for it, the individual robot modes are cute and charming and have a lot of, like I said, very nostalgic, have a lot of charm to them. So like I said, I'm just surprised how well this guy holds together. Like I said, I'm able to fly him around and not have to worry about anything falling or coming apart. Like, that's awesome. But like I said, this figure, real quick, because I don't want this to be super long, the first combiner ever introduced to the audience. This original G1 toy, it was unique amongst all the combiners. After Devastator, all the combiners just kind of use the same format. He's the only combiner who's probably gotten the most third-party toys out of all of the Generation 1 combiners. I mean, he got, like I said, my upgrade set, my upgrade combiner pieces. He had multiple companies made versions. X-Transbots, Junkion Blacksmith, Crazy Debbie. I'm not sure if any, those are the only 3 I know of. Like I said, and he's still getting reissues. To my knowledge, none of the other Generation 1 combiners have gotten reissues. I mean, we got this version, we got the Tonkanator version. I think that's it. I mean, of course, we got the Encore line. I think they made re-releases of other G1 toys, but still. So he's gotten so much, figures throughout, Transformers history. He's getting, of course, the Combiner Wars was a Titan class figure. I've had a handful of knockoff versions. He's getting, the Constructicons are getting a Studio Series, Studio 86 version that's supposed to come out next year, based off their appearances in the 1986 movie. Of course, when those guys come out, absolutely, I will definitely hunt them down, definitely get those. Absolutely, a new modern mainline Constructicon set, absolutely, I'll get my hands on that. So like I said, to say all that, you know, it all started with this figure. It all started with these molds, you know. So, like I said, he's one of a kind. He's unique. He was the first combiner. All that cool stuff, you know. And like I said, he's gotten the most. I think he's probably gotten the most figure representation out of all the combiners and Transformers. But again, that's it for this little showcase review on the 2018 Transformers reissue Walmart exclusive Devastator toy. Not sure what next video is going to be. That Legacy G1 Optimus Prime and Legacy Slipstream, those figures have not been released yet. So again, if I'm able to find G2 Devastator within the next week or so, of course, I'll do a review on him. If not, I might do a re-review. There's a couple of other characters who I wouldn't mind giving a video talking about or re-reviewing. My Combiner War Superion never really got a proper video, so I'm thinking of talking about them. But again, we'll see. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace, you guys.